Hey, guys, everybody, wake up. Wake up. New Nick All-Stars drop. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. New Nick All-Star drop. Y'all attention, y'all attentive. Y'all wait. New Nick All-Stars drop. Y'all read the title. Y'all already know who it is. I'm hyped up for this character. Ah! Oh wait, my microphone is all the way over here, so y'all can't really hear my beautiful voice the way I want y'all to really be able to hear my beautiful voice. But that being said, let's go over to the Azula trailer. But before I click over to the Azula trailer, make sure you click on that like button. Click on that subscribe button. With that being said, let's click on this freaking trailer. Let's see
the heirs to the Fire Nation's throne. Azula is...
Let's see how good this character is. And already a W off the rip with voice work by Daddy Thaddy. Let's get into it.
Ready to rule the competition in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. Azula is a fierce, fiery, fast-paced glass cannon with an explosive combo game.
Okay.
With top-tier speed, powerful firebending expertise, and
just so y'all know, there is a war in Ba Sing Se. I don't care what nobody tell you. There is a war in Ba Sing Se. Pay attention. See, focus up. Stop getting squirted on. There's a war in Ba Sing Se. You need to be paying attention. See, you still not paying attention. You still sitting there, sitting in place. There's a war in Ba Sing Se. Just know that.
and elegant martial arts techniques, Azula is well suited for an aggressive yet calculated playstyle. Most of Azula's attacks are quick, fearsome strikes that glow with her iconic blue fire. Several of her attacks have stronger knockback near the tip where the fire is, and you know,
for a second, I was watching this and I was a little bit confused on why her fire was blue, but them saying that, it's like, oh yeah, I did forget in the show her fire was blue. What I want to see is how they incorporate lightning bending into her moveset, cause I had to press play on something. Cause like one of the more integral things in Azula's moveset and like her move pool and her fighting abilities and Avatar in general is her ability to firebend. So I really want to see how they're going to incorporate her firebending abilities in her moveset.
Know for sure that you've spaced them properly when you hear these satisfying sounds.
Oh, she has Tipper?
While Azula's speed and agility...
Wait, who is she just beating up? Nigga, that is not SpongeBob's voice. They got a SpongeBob impersonator or something. That do not sound like SpongeBob to me at all.
Azula's speed and agility are of course great for building an offensive game plan. It helps to have some projectiles to lob out if you need to create some space between you and your opponent, or if you just need to slow down the tempo. Her neutral special shoots out a fireball that travels straight ahead if she's on the ground, or diagonally if used in the air. This is a fantastic tool to have that's perfect for all sorts of situations.
One thing I'm noticing is they're putting a lot of making it so that with a lot of projectiles, when you jump, they go diagonally down. I wonder if that's like a conscious design choice, or if that's something they just like the aesthetic of, because like that really makes the projectile meta in this game a bit interesting, because it's harder to do. I don't know how to describe it. So you know how like in Melee you could short hop double laser with Falco, for example? Like it makes it harder to be able to do stuff like that with casual characters. So I want to know, are they just doing a diagonal down thing for like an aesthetic most of the time? Or are they doing it for like as a prevention of campy playstyles? Because one thing you always got to keep in mind is that when games like of this nature, like fighting games, are designed to be competitive, like most of the time they're very heavily favored and monetarily incentivized to make it so that the characters have a more aggressive playstyle. Because when it comes to tournaments and things like that, don't get me wrong, my favorite kind of playstyle is a turtle playstyle. I love to see some good turtling. I love to see some good frustration creation, some good keep away. But the average person watching a fighting game tournament, when you think of fighting games, you think crazy combos, people getting hit, stuck in loops, people getting bullshitted, crazy moments, skillful plays that require the utmost understanding of the minute nuances of this game and the gameplay systems within this game. That's what most people want to see. So like I can understand it if they do, but like I said, if they do like the diagonal fireball thing on purpose and not fire, for those of y'all who don't know, in fighting games, we commonly call projectiles fireballs, even if it isn't a projectile. And the origin of the term comes from in Street Fighter when Ryu does the Hadouken. Basically, a Hadouken is a big ball of fire, so every projectile is called a fireball. Just for a little vocab definition for those of you who don't know, basically. And I was about to be talking in a little bit, but yeah. So like, I want to know if that's something they're doing with the fireballs in this game on purpose and all the projectiles and things like that to avoid campy play styles, or if that's just like an aesthetic thing and they just like the look of it.
From controlling space, to playing defensively, or even guarding the ledge. The grounded slime version is especially strong and fantastic for catching opponents off guard.
Woo!
The aerial version shoots 3 fireballs, and while they're not each nearly as strong as the grounded slime version, they cover tons of space.
Nah, it doesn't matter. I was about to say it doesn't matter. The amount of space that covers, that could make her slime. That could make her. Cause what I think they're trying to do with her projectiles in this game is they're more so trying to make her a like a glass cannon, but they're trying to make her what's the term I'm looking for? Not edge guarding, ledge trapping. That's what I was looking for. They're trying to make her a glass cannon that's able to see. You still not paying attention. You think because I'm talking I'm lacking. Pay the attention. Wrong one. Pay the attention. But still not paying attention. Got squirted on. Point is, what they're trying to do with Azula is from what I see, they're trying to make her play more grounded and make it so that her projectiles are more just like an extension of her hitboxes and preventing her from being a suck ass character. Cause like, and this is one of those statements that there is nuance in it, but it can be blanket statemented for a basic understanding. But a good way to make a character be not ass is to give him a projectile, because even if a projectile is terrible, it's still a projectile. Think of it like this. If you were fighting Mike Tyson, would you rather fight Mike Tyson with, I don't know, with, let's say he got to put on boxing gloves and you get to fight him bare knuckle, or would you rather have a musket? Because I'm pretty sure most people would pick a musket. Because even though a musket isn't like a rifle or a handgun, it's still a ranged option. Shit, I'm pretty sure most people would rather fight Mike Tyson with a bow and arrow, if at all. So it's one of those things where like giving a character a projectile can instantly prevent them from being a horrible character, but it isn't like the end all be all to fixing characters, because you could give your character a projectile that doesn't work within their moveset. You could give the character a projectile that works in theory, but in reality, because of the properties of the projectile within the mechanics of the game, it just doesn't work at all, and it's like a slap in the face to even give them that specific projectile. So there's more nuance to it, but in general, if you give a character a projectile, 9 times out of 10 it's going to prevent them from being a horrible character.
And since they move so slowly, Azula can easily follow up on the openings they create. Her up special, Fire Thrusters, is pretty slow and also pretty vulnerable.
Can you angle
but that
it?
doesn't stop
No.
you from being able to use it offensively by
it looks like you can angle it a little bit.
They create. Her up special, Fire Thrusters, is pretty slow and also pretty vulnerable, but that doesn't.
Yeah, it looks like one of those up specials where you can angle it a little bit. Think like Smash for Donkey Kong barrels, not the main barrels, but the good ones, like the custom move barrels. I forgot what they're called, but the custom move barrels where you could just kill out a shield with it. Those barrels, think move like that. Not so much pits up B. More so like I can't think of any other examples off the top of my head, but it looks like one of those moves where you could barely angle it.
Doesn't stop you from being able to use it offensively by chasing opponents into the sky should you choose to use the slime version or slide and cancel it. Her side special, Burning Lunge, is a flaming kick with.
So it looks like it's meant to be like how Little Max up B is more so of like an out of shield, is better used as an out of shield option than an actual recovery. I think that's what they were going for with that up special. And if she's supposed to be a glass cannon, and that makes sense, and that also supports my theory that I think she's supposed to be a long ledge trapping character. Because for those of y'all who don't understand like design cues and stuff like that, and platform fighters. Characters with shitty recoveries, but the ability to just beat your ass across the stage and off the stage are usually meant to do exactly that. Beat you across the stage to the ledge, throw you off the ledge, and then ledge guard you or ledge trap you instead of like edge guarding and stuff like that. Because characters who are meant to edge guard are damn near always given great recoveries.
Some high power near the beginning of the attack. In the air, you can choose to angle the move downwards to spike your opponent, or to attempt to land and get back to the stage safely.
Falcon kick.
Finally, Azula's down special channels a powerful landing and get back to the stage. In the air, you can choose to angle the move downwards to spike your opponent, or to attempt to land and get back to the stage safely.
It does. I wasn't listening.
Finally, Azula's down special channels a powerful bolt of lightning that's sure.
There we go. This is what I was looking for. So how did they mechanically introduce this move into her moveset? I'm gonna curb my expectations a little bit because sometimes the Nick All Stars team be on some bullshit. But I want to know specifically, like, how did they make it so that like what does this move do? And not paying attention, you still getting squirted. Focus up, little nigga.
To send opponents flying if you're able to land it. With Slime, the attack charges twice as fast, but it doesn't hit as hard. Something to keep in mind about Azula is that all the power in the world is still not enough to make up for a weak recovery. Something to keep in mind about Azula, the attack charges a bolt of lightning safely. Finally, Azula's down special channels a powerful bolt of lightning that's sure to send opponents flying if you're...
So it's just a longer reaching Falcon Punch. Wow. I thought it was going to be like a mechanic in her moveset, something cool where she has several different moves that like use electricity, but instead is just like she gets one move that does one big hit that just happens to use electricity. That's kind of whack, not going to lie.
You're able to land it. With Slime, the attack charges twice as fast, but it doesn't hit as hard. Something to keep in mind.
Yo, I just seen the likes update in real time. That's a new update? Hold on, YouTube been giving some good updates because if you're not aware, basically YouTube has a new feature because before, if I was to click and hold on a YouTube video, like it would either just keep playing or it would stay paused until I let go or dragged off and let go, then it wouldn't do anything. But now they have a feature where if I click and hold...
Mind about Azula is that all the power in the world is still not enough to make...
That's kind of fire if you ask me. That's kind of fire, but I digress.
Up for a weak recovery and lightweight. But as long as you don't get hit, you shouldn't have to worry. She has plenty of powerful tools.
They watched the Melee documentary one time and now they all think they know they live by Isaiah's motto and shit. Talk about don't get hit. That's a fun little Easter egg. So without going into too much depth, you should watch the Melee documentary in general because it's just a great documentary despite the fact that it has some flaws and inaccuracies and stuff like that. There's this old player named from when Melee first came out. We're talking about before 2006, and his name is Isaiah, but it's spelled Isai. So a lot of people in the community, not knowing any better, called him Isai, and he never corrected them. So some people know him as Isai. People who really know his history know him as Isaiah, and he had a famous phrase that he will always say when trying to talk to people about how to get better at the game. Basically, he would say, if you want to be good at fighting games, just learn to don't get hit, which makes sense because in a fight, the idea is to hit your opponent with more impactful blows than they hit you with. So yeah, that's a little Melee Easter egg, and I could explain it further, but like I said, go watch the Melee documentary. I know it's like 10 episodes, but if you niggas be out here watching Dahmer and all this other stuff, y'all can watch a Melee documentary. Come on now. It's a great documentary. Oh, I just watched somebody like and unlike in real time. y'all missed it. Y'all might have to zoom in on the YouTube version into the little counter, but it was at 3:58 a second ago, but it's probably gonna go up.
Disposal to exert her will and control the match. And once she finds an opening, you can expect some big damage.
Oh, I love that forwarding
Slime
animation.
canceling and smart use of her special attacks are where you can really make the most of Azula's toolset. She almost always has at least one answer for any opportunity.
Wait, can she cancel Blackmore 84 tutor? Hey, yo!
Really make the most of Azula's toolset. She almost...
I need to see. Let me full screen it just for a second. I need to see.
Smart use of her special attacks
where exactly... Okay, so she hit him with the stall and fall. I need to see something. Okay, so she hit him with the stall fault and she fell with him. Oh, she used the jump to get back. Because I was about to say, how did she come from the bottom blast zone? And unless they significantly rescaled the way that stuff works in Nick All Stars, because for someone, those of you who pay attention, stop getting squirted on. For those of you who don't know, between entries in games, they usually like rescale certain things. Well, in terms of platform fighters, like other like traditional fighters and stuff like that, it's not the same because like size really doesn't mean the same thing in other fighters and it isn't as significant as it is in platform fighters. But like the size and scale of things in relation and in regard to the character models and things like that between platform fighters usually change in between entries. For example, if you look at the scaling of how tall Pikachu is and how far or how long he has to jump and how many frames it takes for him to jump to a middle platform and from a high platform on Battlefield from entry to entry, for example, in 64 versus in Brawl or in Melee compared to 4 or Ultimate compared to like other games, so on and so forth. You'll notice that in between games, the scale of the stages and the way that characters are interpreted and shown on screen and stuff like that usually change. So I want to know, is the scaling of this game smaller or bigger, or is it just like a slight change to where it's like it kind of doesn't matter? Also, like I can't wait to find out if like we have stage variations and how they handle stage variations, because if you're not aware, if you play Ultimate, you'll like a lot of thing I get. Well, not I get that I've seen newer players to Ultimate is they always ask, why do tournaments only play on Battlefield and why don't they play on like just old Battlefield and put a random stage or like Omega versions of other stages instead of just playing on FD all the time. It gets boring. And the reason for that is because the like I don't have the visualizations to show you, so you may have to look for it elsewhere. But basically, different stages are slightly different, and it can affect the way that you do certain things with your character, like negatively or positively, depending on how much different it is from the standard version of Battlefield or of Final Destination, or well, the way that it can affect your HC and stuff like that, for example. So like the minute differences from stage to stage can change the way that characters work and the meta of characters on certain stages. So if they did put that type of option in this game, I want to in particular specifically know how did they change the way that characters interact. I mean, not characters, change the way that the stages, blast zones are and stuff like that for different versions of stages, because certain stages, like larger stages for example, have a larger what's the, I forgot what the name of the box. Oh, have a larger blast zone radius from the stage. So I want to know, do they maintain the blast zone radiuses or do they modify it based on what stage you're using? That like that's very useful and pertinent information I would love to acquire. Damn mouse, my mouse turned off.
Almost always has at least one answer for any opportunity. You just have to be ready to recognize the best answer and capitalize on those opportunities when they arise. If you think you have the cunning and wits to take hold of Azula's abilities, or if you just want a taste of her awesome power, be sure to give her a try in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. Now that you've seen all of our newcomers, who are you most excited to play? Look forward to seeing the rest of our character spotlights coming soon. And
one thing I'm having a problem with in terms of like the, hold on, let me loop it.
Ready to join the fight on November 3rd when the game...
Okay, November 3rd. I don't know if they ever concretely released the date of when they'll be releasing this game, but basically you're still not paying attention. That's why you're getting squirted on. But like basically, how do I put this? When it comes to the way they're animating these final, like these slime moves, I don't like it because like in the first game, one complaint a lot of people had, including me, is that some of the stuff in this game is just horribly animated. Like it's just getting terribly animated. but and like in this game's general animations, it looked like they're improving it. But in terms of like the special moves, the slime meter, slime, whatever the fuck they're called, in terms of those moves, it looked like they haven't changed anything in terms of being shitty at animating and stuff like that. So like I hope that at some point they patch it and put better animations, because unlike Nintendo, this game is not allergic to balance and change patches for the better or for the worse, because it can be bad at times. But I don't have like a specific enough example, but I'm pretty sure they matter. I'm in the middle of something.
Her up special, Fire Thrusters, is pretty slow and also pretty vulnerable, but that doesn't stop you from being able to use
But yeah,
chasing opponents.
what was I talking about? Oh, like there's hints of their bad animation roots coming back, and I hope they curb that and subserve that basically. But in terms of her moveset, I really like it. Only thing I can like really say, and I'm pretty sure other people are going to say, is that like her, all right, I can say and stuff like that, is her whole the lightning thing only being like a slime, only being her down special. I wish they would have integrated it into her moveset a little bit, or even they could have gave her a mechanic. And this, I guess, is a little freebie for Nick All Stars 3. They could have gave her a mechanic where she, I don't know, let's say the more she hits you, she builds up her lightning meter, and then like on some cloud, on a some cloud type shit basically, she builds up a lightning meter and it changes so that for a certain amount of time she gets a little bit faster, and she gets a little bit faster, but her moves get less range, but they hit harder, for example. And it makes it so that basically she's able to insta kill you off of anything for like a short amount of time, because it has a lightning power up type thing. You know, like something like that I think will be like a beneficial mechanic, and some I don't know, like a beneficial mechanic turn, and be like a cool thing to be able to add. But that being said, clap it up for making it to the end of this video. Clap it up for the Nick All-Star devs in general, because like there's still some flaws in what they're doing, but everything that exists has a flaw. That's just existence at some point. But I'll say like their genuine ability to try and improve from game to game is really showing. And the game designers behind Nick All Stars are showing and proving that they pay attention. Stop getting squirted on. Are really showing that they're paying attention and trying to make sure that in between games they're trying to improve it as best as they can. And I can really appreciate that, because like with this game, the way that Nintendo treats the community, especially with that fucking community tournament guidelines bullshit that happened, like Ludosity is stepping up and taking place, and actually might be able to give Smash Bros some competition. Because like one thing I hate is whenever a platform fighter comes out, everybody just hops on his dick and be like, is this the Smash Bros killer? Is this the Smash Bros killer? It's like, we don't need a game to kill Smash Bros. The Smash Bros is still an amazing game at the end of the day that has done some amazing things for the community. What I want this game to do is, like I've always been saying, step up and give Nintendo some competition. Because Nintendo right now, when it comes to platform fighters, they have no competition, and people call every platform fighter a Smash clone or a Smash-like type of game. I want Nick All-Stars to step up out the shadow of Nintendo, grab them by the shirt and be like, look, and be like, hey, motherfucker, listen here. We are not, listen here, pal. We are not your lesser. We are equal. Matter of fact, we might even be over you. That's what I really want the Ludosity team to do. And with that being said, my camera's blurry as hell. I need to let it dry out. Peace out. Don't forget to eat the booty like a bunny. Okay, bye. Have a wonderful time. Yeah.